Move into Champion Select for Game 2 of this best-of-3 series between IG and NB. As we're taking a look at the bans already, Trundle immediately being banned out by IG. They do not want V to pick up that champion anymore. Victor banned away, LeBlanc and Azir taken away by Newbee.
Yeah, and that's a little bit strange because Trundle, in my opinion at least, is definitely first pickable on the current patch. Because you can swing him into that support position if you do get a really dodgy matchup, something like a Quinn or top or something. But just don't want anything to do with it, Fish. 2 bans left for these two teams. Have to see what they decide to ban out here. So you can take a look at your screen. Lots of very high priority picks in the current patch here. We see Nidalee, Ryze, Kindred, Lucian all almost 100% picked and banned so far. As Echo is going to be the ban out from IG here. So lots of focus towards mid lane and top lane. The solo lane is being taken out here. They want Maokai one more time, Invictus. I mean, they've pretty much taken the only 2 hard counter picks off the board right now, so now does Newbee ban it away? Is V happy to take something like, I don't know, a Rumble or something into it? Trying to think what else you can really play into it. Ryze gets banned, so 3 mid lane bans directed at Rookie. That's flattering.
This is probably going to be an instant lock-in of the Nidalee. 100% picked and banned. We rarely see her get any play anymore because she's just so dominant in the jungle right now.
Yeah, she certainly farms really quickly, right? And, you know, scales up nicely, has some serious kill threat. But in saying that, Kindred Maokai right now would be a huge first 2 picks for Newbee. And Kindred's just as potent, especially if Swift doesn't die before he gets his ultimate 5 times in a row.
As you mentioned, the Maokai left up and available with the same mid lane bans coming out from both IG and Newbee. Means that we could possibly see some, you know, spanners in the works here for the mid laners one more time. We could possibly see Twisted Fate and Lissandra picked up again, or we can see some new mid lane champions come out one more time. It's kind of been Azir, Victor most of the time with the occasional LeBlanc.
And Cassidy. Cassidy's seen a lot of play, I think, so far. I'd have to check the numbers, but he has to be up there with them as well. I agree. I think that, you know, Twisted Fate certainly was a good pick last time around for Dade, especially the fact that he blind picked it and got away with it, so that's always nice when that happens.
Well, for now, Newbee, they're going to try and settle down with their most likely support and top laner being picked up. Maokai and Karma going to be locked in here. Karma, a little bit of a flex pick now. We've seen her played as a mid laner and a support today already, so we have to see where that one goes for the side of Newbee. Yeah,
Lucian also being hovered here, of course, was banned out game 1, I believe. No, he wasn't. He was just completely overlooked. So, Lucian overlooked game 1, maybe picked up game 2 here. Of course, the Korean Lucian build seeing a lot of popularity. Lucian Bard is a potent lane.
We saw IG pick up Caitlyn as their first AD carry here. Newbee picked the Ezreal into it. So once again, IG have the prioritization on which AD carry they want to pick up first, as Bard is going to get locked in as the support of choice for IG, looking like they want to pick up Sivir as well as their AD carry.
So they have to take Sivir. The reason being, Sivir, Karma, Maokai will just run you down. Like, there is no way you can escape that. Bard gives you some, once again, long-range engage because you have none off your jungler, and it's still quite a good lane. In saying that, now Newbee gets to have the luxury of picking a mid-range AD carry, and they go with Lucian. Because Sivir's not going to outrange him. This should be a lane that Lucian can dominate.
And they've picked up Kindred as their jungler as well, so Newbee still flexing their mid laner or support here with the Karma already being picked up. As IG, they're going to have to show their hand at what AP carry they're going to be picking up into that mid lane, as well as what seems to be a top lane to pick up from the team.
And we'll see where the Rookie does go with Twisted Fate here, because we'll leave the door open for a Zed. I mean, there's not an extreme amount of magic damage. And wow, Fiora locked in for Zatai.
And Twisted Fate were picked up as well. Fiora, a champion that we thought might get picked up here and there. What is a very tank-focused meta up in the top lane right now.
Yeah, and it was really funny because I was like, all right, they want the Maokai because they've banned out all the counters. Instead, they bait Newbee into thinking that all the counters are gone and take one of the old-school counters, which is Fiora, of course, with the Vital. Should be able to chip through there. And as I said, opens up the door for an assassin Cassidy would be the one that you would think off the top of your head, but Fizz is the one that is actually locked in.
The old school Twisted Fate counters, so to speak, when Fizz was rarely ever seen play. When people locked into Twisted Fate, Fizz was known as one of the hardest counters to that.
Depends who you talk to, mate.
Apto has a thing or two to say about that.
Faker also has something to say about that. Actually very much enjoys the matchup historically. So I'm of the opinion that Fizz doesn't win this matchup, and the reason being is that you can take WE as Twisted Fate and pretty much win the lane at level 1 and 2. If you force Fizz to go through multiple potions, it's very, very hard to get back into a Fizz lane. So pressure on Swift to be able to come in here and help out his mid laner early. Expect some early ganks to come across, but Rookie's a good Twisted Fate player. We'll see whether Dade's up to the challenge.
So once again, a lot of power picks left open in the jungle and in the bottom lane here. It's the top laners that mid laners got banned out quite heavily. We see a couple of unorthodox picks coming in with the Fiora, with the Fizz being thrown up in the top lane and the mid lane. We'll have to see how these two teams are able to use it going into game number 2. We saw game 1, IG very pick focused, trying to find objectives using Rookie as their pivot point. Newbee once again falling behind a little bit, not afraid. They find 3 great team fights, able to pick up wins from just that.
Yeah, they certainly did, and I want to see whether Newbee can do it again, because this time it's an assassin mid laner they have to work with.
Well, we're going into game 2 to see if Newbee can do that one more time as we go to game 2 of this best of 3 series. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on to Summoner's Rift for the second game of the final best of 3 for tonight. Currently, Newbee are 1-0 up against Invictus Gaming. And that was an action-packed game that we just saw between these two teams. Looks like the second one could follow the same route here.
Yeah, it certainly does. This is going to be an interesting game, to say the least. There's a face check here.
Tabe taking a lot of damage. He already put down the exhaust onto Happy there. Below half his health already. They're still chasing more. Puts down another Q there to try to chase down Rain. Here comes Rookie with a gold card, but just an exhaust being used by IG here.
Yeah, but there's still just no reason to face check that brush. I mean, Tabe misses a stun completely. Rain looks like he had some choice words for his support player there. It was an interesting play, right?
It certainly was. I mean, we took a look at the Keystone Marsh as well while all that skirmishing was happening down the bottom lane. Lots of fervor of battle, lots of Thunderlords coming out. Now the fan vote here, that's changed a little bit. It was almost dead even last game. Now Invictus Gaming, their fans are ready. Yeah,
they certainly are. IG fans out in force, and, you know, Newbee with a rough off-season. Of course, rebranding away from QG. Need to be able to climb their way back. With more team fighting like they had in Game 1, I'm sure that will start to swing quickly, because they're such a fun team to watch play. But this is going to be an action-packed bottom lane. You know, Karma as well as the bar. Just so much damage coming out of the supports. Especially now that Exhaust is burned. This will be the one to watch, I think.
Standard lanes once again between these two teams. We saw earlier game talents against Saint. Both games were lane swaps. Now, in this best of 3 series, all the games so far have been standard lanes coming out from these two teams. We had a brief look at the mid lane here as Rookie already zoning out the Fizz.
It doesn't get better until level 3. Like, you honestly can do nothing until level 3 as Fizz. And as I said, the lane should be over by that stage. So we'll see whether Rookie is able to keep it up, or whether after red buff, Kindred swings past, because that's what you can do. I mean, the pressure is on the TF to win the lane at that stage of the game, because it just goes downhill so much. Oh, Rain, you're dead.
That's lots of damage being put down onto the Sivir. Has to use the heal. Happy on about the same health as the Sivir, but still has his Summoner spell available.
I'm actually really surprised that Moore didn't flash forward for an Ignite there. Of course, Flash was still available out of Rain, but trading Summoner spells definitely worthwhile that stage of the game. And you can see that it's 10 CS to 4 in the mid lane still, and Dade is being shoved underneath his turret. So no level 2 gank coming out of Kindred means that this is going to be a hard lane matchup. And you see Kid jungles quicker. He's already there for the counter gank on the bottom side of the map.
Now finally we should take a look back in towards the mid lane. Dade has hit that level 3 mark, so like you said, would get a little bit easier for him here. As Swift is able to clear out the Scuttle Crab, finds Kid inside the jungle. Both of them putting a ward down. Does have that extra movement speed to get out of harm's way.
And we already mentioned about the bottom lane. The good thing about Bard does have that sustain. So whilst being an aggressive support that can put down a lot of damage with a Meep slap as well as a Q, we'll be able to keep Rain topped off here for Tabe. So a little bit more forgiving than something like the Karma.
And a couple more levels, a few more minutes, Rain will be able to play that PvE game that we see a lot of Civers like to do. Force Happy to fight against the minions instead of fighting him. And they've been able to survive that early game quite well for now. Kid, he's going to meet Swift inside of his jungle, trying to take away this Raptor camp. They're going to fight over it for a little bit of a while. So the spear did come down, not going to connect. And does mean Swift will be able to smite that one away.
Yeah, so Kid actually getting forced off a little bit of farm here. Not what you want as a Nidalee. You want to try and put your jungle on farm as quickly as possible. So Swift, slight advantage in that regard, level 3 to level 4. Dade already going back to base. Probably going to come back with the Dark Seal.
Does have a teleport as well, so can get back there quicker.
Yeah, so does Rookie, however. So this is going to be a rough laning phase. Dark Seal picked up.
Dade at the moment, he's about 15 CS behind Rookie right now, even more than that. See how much he can pick up from this wave, but Twisafei just being relentless in terms of the pressure here. We move up towards the top lane to tie up against V. No huge CS discrepancy between the two, both of them fairly even for now. V's been able to push Tatai underneath his turret, which we should see him do for a while. Once Tatai picks up a couple of items, it's going to be very difficult for the Maokai to continue doing just that.
Honestly, once he gets ultimate, the kill threat is just there, so V going to try and dominate at the start of this, but it's going to be hard. And the pressure is... so the hard thing now for mid lane matchup is good gank coming into the bottom side.
We do see Kid actually march in there, forces a flash out immediately from the Karma.
Okay, so the hard thing about mid lane right now is because Dade is being forced under turret time and time again, and his shot wasn't that big. Without any hard CC, there's no real kill threat, and every single time you gank, you have to ask yourself, how much CS am I costing my mid laner right now? And Dade can't really afford to lose all that much more because he's 15 down still with equalized waves. So that means that Rookie was able to push him off a lot. And we already said that, you know, some people still view this as a counter pick. However, it's just been shown time again that the range really does shut down Fizz in the earlier stages of the game.
V using his teleport to get back towards that top lane.
That's a Zatai move right there. First 2 teleports back to your lane. Oh, Wolf.
Good job, Swift. Still gets it eventually. Just takes a little bit more damage from that. Tatai actually follows suit up in the top lane. So both top laners using their teleport. It's in fact Rookie who decides to keep his teleport, not matching Fizz with his teleport play into the mid lane.
Yeah, and you know, he doesn't really have to use the teleport right now. He's already got such a big CS advantage. Although has been normalized a little bit here, back towards that 10-ish mark once Dade gets back in to the lane. Goes with another ring upgraded, as well as the boots and another pink ward. So he's just trying to keep himself topped off in this lane. And the good thing is that there is a break point where no matter how little gold you have on Fizz, you can just one-shot Twisted Fate once you hit level 6. So he's there right now, and Rookie does have to start respecting the lane.
Swift is a happy man right now. That's the 3rd Kindred mark that has spawned onto a Scuttle Crab. Very happy day for the Kindred. Easy pickups onto his passive.
It's always nice when that happens.
There's Swift now going to farm out his Raptor camp, but Tatai looking for V up in the top lane. Here comes the Nilly as well. Destiny being popped too. There's 3 men strong up here. The Maokai has nowhere to go. He's trying his best to stay alive. V actually living with a sliver of health, but Tatai slides on forward and picks up first blood.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't flash over the wall because I think he would have got one in response, but in the end it means that Tatai will pick up first blood. As we said, as soon as that level 6 comes through, that lane certainly does swing in the Fiora's favor, and it's nice support and recognition out of the other members from Invictus of getting up there and helping Zatai out, because he needs to be a win condition for this team.
Certainly does, and with that mark up in the top lane, it's going to make it much easier for the Fiora to stay up here and actually bully out V a little bit more. V, you know, he's been known to be one of the weaker members of Newbee here, and bullying him out certainly a way to pressure Newbee as we get towards the mid phase of the game.
Yeah, it certainly is, and I like what Dade is doing here, you know, sitting in what he knows is an unwarded side of the lane. He's got a ward over the side, so if a rotation ever comes across, should be able to pick up a pretty easy kill for himself.
So once again, we're seeing the bottom lane happy, putting a lot of pressure down on towards Rain here. Gets a lot of damage on towards that Sivir. The full blow of the culling going on towards that champion. Not having a very happy day down on the bottom lane. It's about 15 CS behind the Lucian at the moment. He's picked up a BF sword for himself, so we should be seeing the Essence Reaver pickup coming in for the Lucian instead of the Yomu's Ghostblade Black Cleaver that we see a lot of Lucians pick up now.
Yeah, so it still seems to be what Happy likes to go with. This time around with a Kindred on your team, I don't know whether I agree with the pickup, but we'll give him immediate power. As Dragon also started up by Newbee here, this is something that they pretty much dominated last game as well.
Yep, and this is the Mountain Dragon, arguably one of the stronger Dragon pickups, especially early on into the game. It allows you to do Barons so much faster if you get a couple of them stacked up. You can do a lot more damage to turrets, and in fact, it's going to be another Mountain Dragon spawning after this one, so back-to-back Dragons, a very popular trend here today.
Yeah, it certainly has been, and you know, walking over, going to give Dade that blue buff. Dade's just sacrificing creeps. He's like, I don't even want to be in this lane anymore. You can have it, Rookie. And Rookie now moving on to Raptors as well. Of course, Twisted Fate, one of those unique champions like Gangplank, you should actually always give the little Raptors to, because he gets more out of it than you do. He gets, on average, 5 gold more. Gangplank gets even more than that. So if you're a mid laner and you see someone taking your Raptor camp and they're Twisted Fate or a Gangplank, you should let them have it. Anyone else, you should tell to bugger off.
IG still looking to be a little bit of a nuisance up in this top lane. Fiora has already pushed this minion towards Maokai. Dade was trying to move up towards there, try and stop a gank coming out from Rookie and Kid. Kid already waiting inside the bush here. Fizz actually might be face checking this one. Here comes the spear coming in, going to dive underneath the turret. Dade immediately Rookie going to move up towards this top lane. So teleport does come out from Dade as well to try and keep him alive. Flash burnt by the Maokai though. They're still looking to try and turn this one around though. Newbee pops out the fish. Rookie has to flash away, get away from the ultimate from Dade, and Newbee surprisingly able to defend that.
Yeah, that's a key cooldown as well, coming out from the mid laner of Invictus Gaming. So overall, you know, V's flash for Dades, especially if they put any pressure towards this Twisted Fate, probably going to be a positive trade right now.
We move back in towards that mid lane immediately. Fizz has a nice big minion wave for himself to pick up on, but here's a teleport down to the bottom lane. Karma might get jumped on, but instead, no, it's going to be Happy to get jumped on first. Fiora puts down so much damage onto the Karma, and IG find another pick for themselves.
Double teleport expended there out of Invictus to generate a kill on the bottom side of the map. Probably wanted to get a little bit more than that, and they've sent Kid down to maybe look for a 3-man dive as well. Another kill over to Zatai means that this Fiora is going to be in split push mode very early in the game. And Happy, unfortunately, my friend, you are dead.
And in the famous words of Hotshot GG, they went top and then faked bottom. And right now, Happy stuck in between his turrets here as the Italy is zoning him away. Spear's knocking in the neck. This is not going to matter as Ray picks up another kill for themselves. IG are 3-0 right now.
Yeah, they certainly are. And that means they're going to be able to pick up a turret for themselves. It's going to be a 3,000 gold lead at only 11 minutes into this game, and this has always been Newbee's weakness. When they fall behind early, they can't teamfight as efficiently towards the mid-game stages. They picked a couple of losing lanes in the Maokai, in the Fizz, and it's just not looking the same as it was the first time around.
And right away, IG's picks have been so good for them in this game. 3,000 gold ahead of Newbee. That's 1,000 gold for every single pick they've picked up. Saving grace for Newbies, they've got a Mountain Dragon for themselves, and they can possibly pick up the second one in the next 4 minutes, which would give them a nice bit of breathing room. But for now, the ball is in IG's court, and they're definitely taking advantage of it.
And an adaptation on builds here. Rookie goes with Lichbane first. That's aggressive. I don't know if I agree with it completely. I mean, you're going to have a Maokai diving on top of you. You're also going to have the fish flying out from Fizz, but maybe they're just not going to look to teamfight whatsoever, going towards a 1-3-1 nice and early in the game. That's why they chose to open up the map, send the Sivir towards mid lane, and just leave your Twisted Fate in one of the side lanes.
Picking up lots of early damage on the Twisted Fate as well, trying to get as many picks as possible, possibly as Rookie and Rain looking to try and put some damage down on towards this mid lane outer turret. They do have Dade and Karma there in the mid lane trying to defend that one. Swift's going to move up shortly as well. That's lots of damage being put down on towards Dade.
Certainly is. Get out of there. But that is a bad rotation out of Newbee. Straight away, as soon as that turret should go down, they know that the trio is going mid. Send Lucian there. He has better wave clear than Fizz, and send Fizz into your side lane. Instead, Happy goes and collects a big wave of farm, and they lose 3/4 of the health of their mid lane turret just because of a sloppy rotation.
This means Zatai was left alone up in the top lane for a little bit. Able to push the minions towards Maokai, who is now taking a little bit of a backseat here. CS is dead even between those two champions up top, but that's 2 kills onto the Fiora. Maokai definitely can't be left alone against the champion for too long.
And they might even have to teleport back up there one more time, although it looks like he's going to foot it this time around. Maybe even lose pressure on that top side of the map.
Minute 20 until the next dragon does come up here. Look at this. Fizz looking, try and get a gank down onto Rain in the bottom lane. Uses on the Hunter, try and chase away from him. Pops the spell shield. Fizz is not going to be able to connect the ultimate there, but a good flash from Sivir gets her to safety. Yeah,
meanwhile, they pop the Twisted Fate ultimate to just see who else is on their way down there, but Rain had already burnt the flash. And this is why Fizz should be in the long lane. I mean, Happy's just going to have a easier time cleaning out mid lane regardless, but there is a legitimate kill threat right now on Dade of any of the side lane members.
It's lots of damage you put down to the Karma just with one attack there. As Kid jumping forward, gets Happy, looking for Karma as well, gets both of them with the auto attacks and the red buff, jumps over the wall to get to safety there. What a play from IG.
Yeah, fantastic play out of Rookie and Kid on the back end. For Kid to stick with the play, flash forward, pick up a double kill. Certainly a good news story. Now they're making the rotation towards Rift Herald potentially. Although, no, looks like they just want to clean up all the outer turrets. They go on top lane. The ants go marching one by one. They're just marching all over the map right now.
That's a 4,000 gold lead for IG. Just gets bigger and bigger every single time they make one of these picks. They've taken down the mid lane outer turret. Bottom lane outer turret's gone. The only one left standing is the one that V's trying to protect up in the top lane. It's not going to be long before IG able to take that one down too.
Yeah, and we'll see whether Newbee are actually able to pick up a dragon for themselves right now. Because that might be the last saving grace. If they can get towards the 25-minute mark, if they have double dragon.
Taking a look for Kid here though. Kid going to get locked down. Newbee find a pick back for themselves though as Karma picks up that one.
Dragon.
Happy gets chunked down a little bit there, but was trying to go toe-to-toe against Rookie here. Like you said, that could definitely be second dragon. Swift going to try and pull that one out for Newbee.
Yeah, it certainly should be. I mean, they just take care of the jungler. There's not really any way that they're going to be able to kick off a fight without Kid there. So second Mountain Drake goes down. And we already mentioned that, you know, IG, they're consciously choosing not to fight with the item builds that they've gone. No Zhonya's Hourglass against a Fizz on Rookie. You know, Cull picked up as well. Full split pushing build for Zatai. He's gone with the makings of a Hydra in the Tiamat as well as that Black Cleaver. So he just wants to split push. But the danger is if they don't get really far ahead now and the Dragons ever come into effect, this Newbee lineup just shreds through neutrals so quickly.
And at 21:20, the Inferno Dragon will be coming up and online. Newbee definitely want to try and take that one down as Rookie. Puts a lot of damage down on towards Swift here. Gold card is going to be put down. There comes the flash. Lots of damage down. The Q is not going to land onto Swift. There's the spear. Not going to connect either.
So the danger is exactly what we just saw. Rookie lands 2 gold cards, gets a flash out. That's fantastic. As soon as the fish goes anywhere near him, he has to flash out of range because he's in one-shot territory. Dade will just kill him. He hasn't got himself an Abyssal, hasn't got himself a Zhonya's. So even though that was a good play for Invictus to burn the Summoner spell, mid lane flash for jungler flash is generally in favor for the team that didn't have to burn their mid laner flash.
Right now we take a look at the scoreboard. It's 5-1 in favor of IG. They're working on trying to take down the Rift Herald as well. They have 3 turrets to none. Every single one of those outer turrets already taken down by Invictus Gaming, and it looks like it's just going to get worse from here. Zatai will probably pick up this Rift Herald buff on top of it.
So one thing that I will say is ever since Maokai started building Sunfire Cape, he's actually much better at clearing out waves. So what he can do is kind of hold it off the turret and make Zatai trade with him instead of the turret. We'll see whether he's able to keep the structures up because I haven't actually seen the interaction with Rift Herald. This is the first viewer I've seen him competitive since the Rift Herald buff got changed over like that. But hopefully he will be able to minimize some of that damage. But you're right now, with Rift Herald picked up, with the makings of what is a Ravenous, not even a Titanic for Zatai. Probably an Abyssal Scepter next for Rookie as well. They're just in full split push mode. And it's not really all that much Newbee can do. Still a 4,000 gold lead holding firm. They haven't been able to chip away at any of these structures.
And it's about 4 minutes until the dragon spawns. Probably one of the objectives that Newbee would have to tunnel on here to try and get back in towards this game.
Yeah, they want to pull them out into the open and make them teamfight them. Instead, IG should just be content doing exactly what they're doing now, rotating around the map, 1-1-3, and just make Newbee respond to them. Never group up as 5.
It's been pretty quiet between these two teams for now. You can take a look at the items really quickly. It doesn't look like Fizz looking to pick up his own Lichbane shortly. Does have that Sheen and the Abyssal Scepter picked up already. The junglers completed their jungle items. Hex Drinker on towards the Kindred. Nidalee has a needlessly large rod, so lots of damage. Top laner, you mentioned earlier, Black Cleaver picked up by the Fiora. Does have the Tiamat as well to help with the wave clear, so lots of items up onto that top laner as well. Bottom laners, SS3 were picked up by both carries. Difference is Rain has his heal already, so extra cooldown reduction, lots of damage onto the 80 carry.
Yeah, so you can see that just this 4,000 gold lead coming across as upgraded boots and finished components mainly. So not a huge advantage as of yet, but we'll see whether the little things get them over the line. We are not expecting all of that much to happen until next Dragon fight. They're honestly not strong enough right now, IG, to push in underneath the tier 2s. So they're just collecting 3 waves of farm, 3 waves of experience as quick as they can. Maybe looking to make a play onto Swift. Destiny. Although just wasted Destiny. Was
used, but just spots out people. No advance being made from Rookie here. So that's another ultimate from him not being utilized effectively. We can see lots of members from IG being put towards this bottom lane. Spears being thrown out, connects with Swift there. Rookie actually making his way down, trying to clear out as much vision as possible in the river area as the 2-minute timer for Dragon has finally started. IG recognize that this could be a point of contention coming from Newbee.
Yeah, they need to be able to set up good vision here, IG, and potentially look for a face check on the other side. Swift actually takes away the blue buff, doesn't want to give it across to Kid. So that bonus AP at this stage of the game that Fizz would love to have going to waste.
Lots of mana regeneration as well. Not as huge for Fizz. He just needs a couple of spell rotations.
He just needs one spell rotation at this stage of the game. I mean, level 12 Fizz is looking to kill the Sivir or kill the Twisted Fate. And we'll see whether he's able to do that. Kid through the Spear of Mode at the same time. Generally do one or the other.
Rookie's picked up a major item though. He's already got his Zhonya's Hourglass, and that's going to be difficult for Dade to take down now.
Yeah, now you're just looking to kill, I guess, the Sivir. Maybe even the Nidalee if you can. I mean, everyone's still kind of squishy on the IG lineup. Realistically, if he ever catches Zatai without parry up as well, Zatai dies. But as you said, that one of those windows closes because already Zhonya's Hourglass picked up for the mid laner of Invictus.
50 seconds till the Dragon spawns as well, so we should see both teams try to collapse towards the bottom side of the map. Newbee especially, they would want to try and take down this objective. They already have 2 of those Mountain Drakes, giving them a lot of extra damage to the epic monsters and also damage to towers on top of that. So the Infernal Drake helps them out a little bit, but more importantly, they just need to scale right now. Newbee need to try and get back into the game as late as possible. Because IG, they've created so many great picks for themselves early on into this game.
Yeah, they certainly have. They've just controlled the pace. And once again, it's about 4,500. You know, I honestly expect Newbee to go for this fight, but I don't know if they should because, as we said, they can hold people off the turrets. I mean, Zatai gets a good trade there, but V isn't in any real threat of dying at this stage. Although, well,
Flash from More gets out of range from the Twisted Fate after the gold card comes through there, but IG have control over the river here. Newbee, no way for them to try and contest for this one. V, we saw up in the top lane, he was low on health, using a lot of mana to try and keep Zatai away from that turret. Culling being put down here, only gets a little bit of damage onto Rookie, pops out a gold card, and just immediately scares the Lucian away.
Yeah, so more importantly, they actually get control over the mid lane, and here we go.
Tabe actually going to get caught out by Swift here. Magical Journey into the Raptor Camp, and the Flash coming here. Deja Vu, I think day 1 we saw a similar thing happen. Not good coming in for Tabe there. Newbee once again find a pick around Dragon Spawn.
And as I said, he better be the best shot caller in the world because some of the mechanical errors that come out of IG support are just unacceptable. Destiny burnt into the top lane.
They're looking for Maokai, though, up in the top lane. They're going to try and jump on towards him. Pops his ultimate. There's the ultimate coming out for Tatai as well. He's trying to dash forward.
He's out.
Maokai is able to get out of there. V escapes the clutches of death. But that will be some damage going on towards that top tower.
Well, it might not actually be because they actually are looking to just rotate back around the map. They understand that they made an overreach play. 4 members of Newbee were actually in Fog of War, so they can't afford to overextend because 2 members were on the bottom side of the map. So instead, they just lose out on a gank. They both burn their flashes. V burns one in response, but lives.
Newbee, once again, they stop the bleeding. They hold on. They find avenues of attack for themselves. Getting those 3 dragons, really crucial for them at the moment. And but it's still in Invictus Gaming's court. They still own the driving seats. They're still the ones that can make these plays and make the picks that they've been trying to happen so far.
But we said it last game, right? IG have the 1-3-1 comp, just as Newbee did. So unless they can operate a miraculous team fight with this composition, they never have the option to group up. Newbee, on the other hand, already a superior team fighting team. They're the ones this time with the Maokai, with the Kindred ultimate to be able to save one of their members. So realistically, the later this game goes, if it stays within like what is now a 3,000, 4,000 gold lead, Newbee are going to be more and more comfortable because, as we said, you expect the Maokai to lose out against the Fiora. Stayed relatively even in farm. Kindred should be way further behind than Italy than what she is right now. Swift farming up a Storm. And even the Fizz is back within 10 CS, so Newbee's doing a fantastic job of making sure that they're relevant in terms of power of their counterparts.
And so it looks like it's going to be a very similar thing that we saw from Game 1. Lots of picks from IG and Newbee going to look for those team fights. For now, Newbee, the way they've been holding on is finding picks at the right times. 2 great picks is all that Newbee have gotten so far. Both of them right when Dragon spawned, exactly when they needed that to be. They're looking to try and take down some turrets for themselves. This mid lane outer would be a great one for them to open up the map and also claw back a little bit of that gold lead.
Yeah, certainly would, as Kid actually just leaps in on top of Swift. He did not want that.
Gets a lot of damage, has to flash away. Tabe, a little bit of deja vu, pops the magical journey to try and get away as fast as possible.
Swift is so confident right now. He actually streams towards Rain as well as, yeah, let's not watch that. Change the camera somewhere else. Dade headbutts a wall, but Swift just pinged out the AD carry of IG and was like, I reckon I can take him one more time.
Swift has been playing absolutely out of his mind so far in this series. A Dragonsteel last game, you know, did get caught out quite a bit from Rookie in the previous matchup at the early parts of the game, but put down a lot of damage in the later part of the fights too.
Well, he's generated 2 of the picks this game. So the 2 kills have actually both been Swift. One was sniped by Moore, as that's maybe a bit too much to bite off, although turns it around.
Gets a lot of damage down onto him, literally.
You do you, mate.
Not having fun inside of Swift jungle. He's defending it quite nicely.
He certainly is. Dodges out of the way of the sphere. There's no follow-up damage that's really going to come out of a Bard as well as in Italy. So just able to push them back one more time.
Taking a look at the items really quickly. 80 carries, dead even. Both have an Essence Reaver and a Static Shiv. In fact, Lucian is flooring Rain in terms of CS right now. He's 50 CS up ahead of this Sivir. Definitely helping him out stay relevant in this game.
Yeah, they have 2 members that are 50 CS up over their counterpoints. One of them's a jungler. I mean, in IG, sure, they have the CS advantage on Twisted Fate, and I mentioned last game, you know, you always have to take his passive into account, which you have to do this time. So Rookie's actually a pretty decent way ahead of Dade. But, you know, in terms of relative strength right now, it's only a blasting wand that it's manifesting itself in. So till Rookie shops, not really going to be that much of an advantage.
Taking a look at more of the items here. Lichbane also complete on the Fizz here. Here comes Swift looking for Tabe. He's going to be able to use his ultimate to try and keep Swift pointed down for a short amount of time. Gets the magical journey out towards safety as well.
But once again, they get the ultimate out. Rookie, however, looking for a pick on Moore.
They're going to find it there. Lamb's Spike does come down for Swift. He's going to jump out and be really aggressive again. Swift here. He's going towards forward. Motion. There's the Fizz. They find Kid. Dade takes him down. Tatai's going to be able to jump in towards the backlines, but Happy, he gets a peel from V as Swift. He's living with Sliver of Hell. Tabe flashes forward. He's not going to be able to pick up the kill immediately, but a Rookie picks that one up for himself. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far between these two teams. Happy now looking for Tabe. Takes him down. He's still going aggressive. Ray gets taken down as well by Dade, and only Tatai is left to try and fight this fight. But Rookie, he's in the backlines. Gonna pop the Zhonya's Hourglass. Here's V though. The big tree is going to be able to take him down. Tatai tries to take down Dade, puts down the parry, is going to be able to take him down. Now he's trying to fight the Maokai, gets the procs off of the Rift Herald. Moore, the one that started all of this, is still alive and trying to desperately stop Tatai from taking down his tree. But what a huge fight between these two teams.
Yeah, and in the end, it's Newbee that come out ahead one more time, and that's with a 4,000 gold deficit. You know, they're able to generate the first pick onto Kid. As I said, as soon as Dade gets his fish onto anyone, they will die. Some good team fighting on the back end out of both Rookie and Zatai. Kind of saved that, but at one stage that was a 4-for-1. They get it back to a 4-for-3.
You look at the damage dealt during that fight. I didn't really expect Rain to be the one that dealt most of the damage in that fight, but Swift jumping in so aggressively to start off the fight. He put down some work for Newbee there.
Yeah, he certainly didn't. Swift has just been aggressive all day long. And, you know, we always mention that this is his meta. People should very much respect what Swift can do on carry junglers. Used to be fantastic on the likes of Lee Sin, even when it wasn't really that meta. And now on the likes of Nidalee Kindred, certainly showing that he's a great, great jungler. There's a potential for a teleport flank here. More dead.
Mountain Dragon number 3. It should be picked up by IG as Newbee. They do lose their support one more time. He seems to be getting kicked out quite a lot here as V. He's now going to take the brunt of the damage. The ultimate comes out from Bart, trying to lock down as many members as possible. Lands the spike, keeps V alive for a little while longer. He's still up in this fight. Newbee now trying to turn it around. To tie, he gets taken down, but they're able to clean up this fight. IG looking for more. Swift gonna get jumped on. He has no ultimate to keep him alive. In the backline's happy. He's trying to take down as many members as possible, but it's an ace coming out from Invictus Gaming.
Yeah, an ace for 2, and it is damage members left alive. We'll see whether they go towards Baron or if they just want to push down mid lane turret. That was Newbee overreaching for a dragon and more face checking. Not really acceptable. As you can see here, it gets blown up before the fight even really begins. And then V, who thought they were initiating, just gets caught in no man's land. Has to run the long way back around to his team. And you know, nothing just going right now for Newbee. But a very well-executed team fight out of Invictus Gaming.
That felt a little bit silly from Moore there. He had it watered. He knew exactly where people were. Just walked straight into Invictus Gaming and gave his life on a silver platter.
Swift actually killed Kid there. All right, that was interesting. I was wondering where the second kill came from, but rookie leaving Kid meant that he just got deleted.
Which does mean that IG able to pick up a Mountain Dragon for themselves, denied a third one coming out from Newbee. They
got mid lane tier 2 as well. Swift still did 6,000 damage in that last team fight. This guy's really starting to ramp up. But they need to be able to get structures. There's no way they win this game without being able to pick them up. And right now they just don't have any form of siege.
And they're 6,000 gold behind IG at the moment. That's a huge deficit to be in.
4,000 of that technically is structures.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's a huge deficit to be in, sure, but they need to be able to pick up the easy gold on the map. As soon as IG win a team fight, they're able to do that. Newbee had won one beforehand, but wasn't able to get the structures that they were looking for to get a gold lead.
Taking a look at the items really quickly, Ravenous Hydra and Spirit Visage being picked up by Tatai up in the top lane to complement his Black Cleaver. Zonya's been picked up by the Lino as well, and there's that first structure going down for Newbee. They cheekily able to snipe into the mid lane and take down that turret.
Yeah, so back within 5,500 gold. You know, it's 31 minutes into the game, so not the biggest lead. Although right now for Rookie, it certainly looks to be the case because he's nearly completed a death cap.
Take a look at items one more time here. Quicksilver Sash being picked up by Lucian, so Happy going to be able to stay alive a little bit longer in this fight. Mikhail's Crucible also being picked up here by Moore. If he's able to not get picked out at the start of these fights, he should be able to help out his teammates with that one.
Yeah, should, would, could. Didn't last team fight. IE has been picked up for Rain, so as you can see, he melts things right now.
And he's already dealing the most damage on his team at the moment now. It's just going to be amplified even more with that item pickup. Hopefully for Newbee, they could possibly see Dane try and dive into the backlines, take him down before anything can happen. Swift is just jumping over the wall, casually trying to fight Baron.
Took out a pink ward, I think, is the more appropriate response. Baron still wants a piece of people.
He's not happy.
Would you be happy?
Not really.
Saturday night, 9 o'clock, you've been called into work, Fish. Baron's like, leave me alone.
It's a time, meanwhile, in this bottom lane, continuing to do the split push
duty. Sick void parties going on at the moment.
You know, Rift Herald's left his post. Elder Dragon's here, you know, new kid on the block.
Yeah, he's not here yet. He's not here yet. 2.5 minutes till that guy arrives. You calm down. But yeah, right now, the game's just... I use the word deteriorated because both teams are being stubborn to a T. Newbee are like, if we just farm up to core items, we'll be completely fine. Whilst IG are just sticking in this split push that, honestly, it really hasn't been working all that well. Hasn't really generated all that many picks. In fact, they've been more successful in 5v5 team fights.
Dane, though, this entire game he's been trying to look for picks. We see him moving around the map, trying to shadow Civ wherever he possibly can, but he hasn't been able to find them. He's only been able to be effective in team fights as well. A little bit counterintuitive, it seems.
Yeah, both of them just don't have the vision, and this is something that Frost and Rusty talk a lot about. I get bored with vision chats, but you know, ever since the changes to the Sightstone went through and the fact that junglers no longer run it, and you just don't run a yellow trinket on your teams, vision denial is really easy at the moment. So to generate picks, it was generally when people were walking over your wards. Sivir needs to book it right now.
He might have found the first pick for himself. Dade looking to try and take down
the
Rain.
ultimate.
Ultimate is more than enough for Sivir to get out of there.
But that is an important cooldown.
Certainly is.
Burnt, so see whether they're able to make anything work here. Swift takes another shot at Baron. Baron's like, really, I wish you would stop that.
Happy cops.
Cops a tail.
Cops the tail to Baron.
But yeah, so just the changes to vision actually means a pick game, unless you have something like a Twisted Fate, is really hard to execute on right now.
IG, they have Twisted Fate in this matchup, so been able to execute on it quite nicely here. Second game in a row they've been trying to run this.
Because like the thing is that when you set up a pick yourself at the moment, you don't know whether the other team is actually collapsing onto you, because you have no vision. So right now, with 4 members in Fog of War, even if you look like someone is alone, you're like, I have absolutely no idea where 4 members from IG are. I know where Zatai is. He's going to be bottom lane with that Rift Herald buff that's about to time out soon, being annoying as all hell. But where is everyone else? And that's why you can't go over aggressive for these picks.
Speaking of Twisted Fate, massive item discrepancy between him and Fizz at the moment. They both have their Lichbane, Zhonya's, and Abyssal Scepter, but Rabadon's Death Cap onto Twisted Fate right now. Fizz sitting with a little bit of a ring, that's it.
Yeah, so that's a huge item discrepancy, as you said. But as we keep mentioning, 40 CS, especially when it's Twisted Fate CS, is a massive advantage right now for Rookie. And he's the benefactor of having 4 turrets taken to only 1, as well as 7 more assists. So, you know, he's being able to get it done in this game. And unfortunately, because they just weren't able to get any structures early on here after they picked up some kills, Newbee, Dade's in a little bit of a rut.
Still very even between these two teams at the moment. Elder Dragon will be spawning in about 30 seconds here. Fizz being very patient. Pops the Fizz here. Not going to connect with Rain. Did have the spell shield up and ready as well. So big cooldown being used by Fizz. Once again, trying to find those picks. Just can't quite catch him.
I love when teams do this. You take your second teleport to the split push lane and you bully them off the turret. And you saw how quickly they were just able to make short work of that. Because you're able to use your double teleport to then make up for any proactive cross map that the other team wants to do. So look for this to happen a couple more times. Elder Dragon has spawned. Maybe we'll see a 5v5 fish. I don't know if we will, but they've started it up.
Happy wants to try and take this one down. They do have a couple of Mountain Dragons, so they're going to deal a lot of extra damage towards this Elder Dragon. Already getting down to about half health here. Here comes the teleport.
Flank is coming out as a tie.
The flank is coming in. Fiora trying to look for that one. Dade actually splitting off for the rest of the team. There's the flash forward. Moore actually going to get locked out incredibly low once again. He's at about 10 health. That spear hit anyone. He would have get taken down. Elder Dragon now being started by the side of IG here. Looking to try taking that one down. Swift, he's going to jump in and die immediately. Dade now looking to try and pick up a kill in the back lines. He's popped his on his hourglass to tie. Jumping forward. He's on top of Happy and onto Moore here. He's going to be able to parry away the chains coming in from Moore. Tries to speed himself up, but he's relentless with chasing him down. Takes down another. That's 3 kills on the side of IG here.
Yeah, 3 kills and the Elder Dragon going across. It's now a 10,000 gold lead, and they're not done yet. Want to start up the Baron. They'll make short work of that one. And one more time, Newbee just overreach. They're not playing a superior team fighting composition because they're just not ahead. And IG make them pay for it.
They certainly have. Both major objectives taken down on the map for IG. 3 kills for themselves as well. It's only a matter of time before they have their eyes set towards the base of Newbee. And Zatai, what a monstrous flank he got off in that fight.
Yeah, he just got behind everyone, and you can see the damage dealt there. Dade actually had a pretty good team fight as well, but it was just the fact that Moore just keeps getting chunked out time and time again before he's even really to do anything on the Karma.
I think a big thing for me on that fight was Swift looked like he was tunneling on trying to steal the Elder Dragon, just walked in and died as well. No ultimate from him, no damage in that fight as well. Very unlike what we've seen from him in this game.
Yeah, he certainly has been having a better game than that would indicate, but you know, when you're the only one that's really able to have a strong performance, little mistakes like that will happen. Cullen comes out trying to kill these 2 big cannon creeps. Success.
This is a massive IG at the moment. Baron buff, Elder Dragon Baron buff, and the Elder Dragon and Baron buff. I said about 6 times before realizing I already said both. Up and available for this team. They're looking to just split up 4-1. 4 members in the mid lane. They've got Zatai down in the bottom lane. He's going to make short work of the spot lane.
Flash on V here, so they need to be careful because Zatai will rain steps forward. They don't want to fight them at all.
They lost the bottom lane inhibitor turret. V and more making their way down towards this lane. Zatai.
You can't send 2. You're just going to lose both. Maybe a fight.
Could be a fight coming out as V. He's going to get stunned down here. Lots of damage being put down. Dade able to avoid a Temper Fate. He's in on towards Raid here. Jumps back. Playful Trickster. Not going to deal damage. He uses the Zodia's Hourglass there. Swift pops his ultimate, but they're making short work of the backline. As Kid, he's jumping onto 1. Destiny in behind the fountain to try and cut them off. Pops the Zodia's Hourglass, but this should be game going on over towards IG. They take down 4. Only the Maokai left up and available. And it's game 2 going on over towards Invictus Gaming.
Yeah, so IG able to hit back versus Newbee, give them a taste of their own medicine. In the end, it's 20 kills to 8. A comprehensive victory, and that's 2 games in a row. Early pick Maokai has been completely punished by a counter pick in the top lane.
Certainly hasn't. It's something we talked about a week ago with all the casters, how Fiora, you know, she kind of not one of the best top laners right now, but we should see her played once in a while. And it's a fantastic use of the champion from IG.
Yeah, it certainly was. And, you know, who better you use it? Zatai, he goes double offensive items, dominates the lane, gets far enough ahead that he is naturally tanky, then moves into that role as the game progresses. So, you know, hats off to the top laner of IG. But this is what we said. IG's top half of the map should be better than Newbee's top half of the map. I mean, Swift is a better jungler than Kid, sure. But when you look at it, Zatai should outclass V, and Dade's second week back into competitive play. Rookie should have that one covered. And even Kid had an impressive performance, as you can see him picking up a double kill on your screen.
He certainly did. The big thing for me in this match was a huge difference between IG Game 1 and Game 2 for me was both games, they got about 3 picks, IG, at the very start of the match. Game 1, they had got about 500 gold from an extra. Game 2, they were 4,000 gold up just from 3 picks alone because of how much damage they were able to do to structures. It was just a massive difference for me.
Yeah, and you know, this game was incredibly close even after those picks because the inherent, I guess, power of the champions on the IG lineup. So I agree with you. They were able to turn that into gold leads through turrets and things like that. That's also the fact that they just picked such a low-range composition out of Newbee this time around.
Another big thing for me, Newbee, team fight after team fight, just it was more most of the time getting caught out right at the start.
Oh, they were playing 4v5. Moore did nothing that game. That was a horrible performance.
IG just steamrolled through every single fight. It just didn't look like Newbee. It didn't look like the team fighting team. You know, 3,000, 4,000 gold behind. Newbee are normally very okay with that. They're fine with fighting from behind. This game just didn't look like them at all.
Yeah, I completely agree with that sentiment. I think that when they look at this again, they would think that Dade, Swift, you guys did your job. Happy, Moore, and V were pretty much lackluster the entirety of the game, and that's not what you expect to see out of, like, the bottom lane out of Newbee especially. Needs to be able to crush. If you cannot crush Rain and Tabe, then there are some serious questions, especially when you pick a Karma Lucian lane. Like, that lane should just be able to completely take over the map, and they weren't able to do that this game.
And we saw Dade picking up the Fizz going into the Twisted Fate of Rookie then, just like you mentioned, just not the counter everyone saw it to used to be a couple of years ago. Now it's just Rookie dominating him in the mid lane, and Fizz took so long to find picks, and he was just desperately trying to catch anyone out, and he was only effective in team fights.
I don't know if you can use the word dominating, right? Like, so yeah, he got 20 CS up. Good job, Rookie. But that is the way the matchup goes. It's not like it was Dade the one getting picked off around the map, and his team lost 4 structures around him. I think that was a team call as well. The fact that they sent Happy back down into the bottom lane, even though they got dove and, you know, that part of the map was seeded. I think that, you know, some lackluster rotations out of Newbee really put them behind. They should have been able to get the Lucian into the mid lane and continue to wave clear out and utilize Fizz as that one-person assassin, but just didn't ever get to that stage of the game.
Well, the series is now tied up 1-1 between the two teams, but we're going to go to a short break. Don't go anywhere because we have the final game of the night coming up in just a minute.